Age 65 is not the end of the story. Age 65 is the beginning of a new way of life. If today's steps feel slower, it doesn't mean life is moving away. Perhaps life is inviting us to walk more consciously. Many people think that the only thing that changes with age is the body. In fact, what also changes is the rhythm of life, the way we see the world, and the way we love tomorrow. This message isn't about fear. It's not about limitations. It's about understanding ourselves in maturity in a gentle and humane way. Imagine the body as a loyal machine that only needs to be moved slowly. Imagine passion as a small fire that only needs simple wood. Imagine life as a strong web because everything is interconnected. And imagine hope as a window that opens every morning. 4 simple images. 4 stories that resonate with life. That maturity still has room to grow. You might smile. You might nod slowly. You might say, "This is about me." And that's okay, because this video was created to accompany, not judge. If you're ready to experience maturity more calmly, more consciously, and more meaningfully, then this journey is for you. Take it easy. We're walking together, slowly, warmly, and full of hope. As we turn 65, many people think life starts to slow down. In reality, life doesn't slow down. Life just changes its rhythm. Like music. When you're young, the rhythm is fast and loud. When you're older, it's more regular. And at 65, the music becomes softer, deeper, and full of meaning. But there's one important question that's rarely discussed calmly. Why, after 65, many people begin to feel their bodies weaken rapidly? Their steps feel heavy, and their energy seems to fade away. The answer is often not age, not fate, and not because life wants to stop. Often, it's small habits that change without you realizing it. This video isn't meant to scare you. It's not meant to make you anxious. This video is a companion for sitting down in the afternoon, inviting you to a quiet conversation about how to maintain life in your later years. Before we go any further, if you find videos like this calming your heart, lightening your mind, and making life feel more fulfilling, please hit like and subscribe to this channel. Your support is like the morning sun, not noisy, not pushy, but warming. Now, let's begin our story today. The first cause, a machine that's been sideways for too long. Imagine our body like a faithful old machine. This machine has carried us through many seasons. Seasons of hard work. Seasons of raising a family. Seasons of facing failure and success. This machine never complains. It keeps working, even when we're tired. But as we age, many people start to think, "I'm getting old. I should be quiet more. I shouldn't move around much." The intention is good, but the results are often different, because an engine that sits idle for too long doesn't become more durable, but rather, it slowly loses its flexibility. Imagine a very valuable old car. It's not new, but it's full of memories. If the car is run up occasionally, driven slowly in the morning, patiently cleaned, it can last a very long time. But if the car is left in the garage for years, not started, not touched, not driven, not because the car is bad, but because it's not used, it starts to have problems. The human body works the same way. At 65, the body still wants to move. But the body wants slow movement, gentle movement, consistent movement, not big movements, not hard work, such as a leisurely walk while enjoying the morning light, shaking your shoulders as if she were shedding an old burden, swinging your arms as if greeting the world. These small movements are your body's way of saying, "I'm still alive. I still want to be with you." A body at 65 is like an old wooden door. If it's rarely opened, the door feels stiff and heavy. But if you open it every day, slowly, without force, the door becomes welcoming again. And the good news is, old doors are often stronger than new doors that haven't stood the test of time. It's not age that weakens. It's being still for too long that weakens. It's not because your body is incapable. It's because your body isn't often encouraged to move. At 65, Moving isn't about becoming young again. It's about remaining independent. To be able to stand up on your own. To be able to smile without feeling heavy. Every small step today is an invitation to tomorrow. Every simple movement is our way of saying to life, I still want to walk with you. Age 65 isn't the finish line. Age 65 is a new pace. Slower, more conscious, more grateful. We've only covered the first reason. There are 3 others that often come quietly after age 65, not as a threat, not as a punishment, but as a gentle message from life that says, treat me differently now. Next, we'll discuss something invisible to the eye, but it's crucial for determining how strong your steps are at the age of 65. Many people think that, as long as your body can still stand, then everything is fine. In fact, there's one thing that works silently within us. It doesn't make a sound, it doesn't make a noise, but if left unchecked for too long, it can make life feel heavy for no apparent reason. We're not talking about disease. We're not talking about numbers or complicated terms. We're talking about the fire of life, the second cause, a small fire rarely given wood. Imagine life like a small campfire. When you're young, this fire burns brightly. Many dreams fuel its fire. Many goals fuel its blaze. But after the age of 65, many people unconsciously stop adding wood. Not because the fire dies. Not because it can't burn. But because they think, enough already, it's too late. What's the point? In fact, a fire that isn't given wood doesn't go out immediately. It just slowly shrinks, until one day, we feel like life no longer warms us. Imagine a house in winter. The house is still standing. The walls are intact. The roof is strong. But the fireplace inside has not been lit for a long time. Not because it's broken, but because it's not considered necessary. As a result, the house feels cold, even though it's actually safe. So it is with life at 65. Many seniors still have time, experience, wisdom, but the fire within them is rarely rekindled. The fire of life is the desire to wake up in the morning, a reason to smile, the little things to look forward to. When someone loses those, it's not the body that weakens first, but the spirit, and when the spirit wanes, the steps slow down. Not because of inability, but because there's nothing to aim for. A 65-year-old without a small goal is like a clock without a battery. The clock is still in good condition. The numbers are complete. The shape is beautiful, but the hands have stopped. And the funny thing is, old clocks often last longer if they keep ticking. A small fire doesn't need big wood. Sometimes it's enough watering the plants every morning, preparing a warm drink for yourself, waiting for the sunrise, listening to old music you once loved. These little things are the best kindling for old age. Not to make life busy, but to make life meaningful. It's not age that extinguishes the fire. The fire goes out because it's rarely given a purpose. Not because life is over, because life is rarely invited to rekindle. At 65, we don't need big dreams. We just need a small reason to wake up tomorrow. Life never asks, how old are you? Life only asks, do you still want to walk with me? As long as that little flame still burns, life is still warm. It's still worth celebrating. Age 65 is not the end of the road. It's a time to choose goals that are quieter, gentler, and closer to the heart. We've already discussed the second reason. There are 2 more things that often emerge silently after age 65, not as enemies, but as signals that the body and life demand different attention. Next, we'll discuss something often taken for granted. Yet it's the fine threads that keep life intact. Many people at 65 say, I'm fine, I don't lack anything. But there's one thing that can't be measured in objects, can't be counted with numbers. But it's very noticeable when it starts to diminish. We'll talk about relationships, not in complicated terms, not in a sad tone, but with a heartwarming story that anyone, anywhere, can relate to. Third cause, the net is starting to loose. Imagine life like a safety net. This net is made of many threads. Short conversations, small greetings, simple laughter. The presence of others. When you're young, this net is full and tight. Co-workers, neighbors, family, activities. But after age 65, many of the threads begin to come undone. Not intentionally, not because anything is wrong. Simply because life changes. Imagine an old suspension bridge connecting two sides of a river. As long as all the ropes are tied, the bridge is safe to cross. But if one rope after another begins to loosen, the bridge begins to wobble. It's not because the bridge is broken. It's because its support is diminishing. It's the same with life in old age. When relationships become less frequent, conversations become fewer, and days are spent more alone. Life feels heavier, even though the body remains strong. Humans are creatures that thrive in community. It doesn't mean it has to be crowded. It doesn't mean you always have to be surrounded by people. Sometimes it's enough. One person who says hello, one voice that listens. One simple message. When those things diminish, it's not the body that weakens first, but the sense of connection. And when the sense of connection weakens, life's pace feels heavy. Life without conversation is like an old telephone that doesn't ring. The phone is still in good condition. The number is complete. But it never rings. And ironically, sometimes one short call is more valuable than many new things. Rebuilding the network doesn't have to be a big event. Sometimes it's enough. Greeting a neighbor in the morning. Sending a text message. Sitting in a public place and smiling. Listening to someone else's story. These small threads may seem trivial, but together they hold life in balance. It's not age that makes us lonely. It's relationships that aren't nurtured that make us lonely. It's not because the world moves away. It's because we stop reaching for that small thread. At 65, connections don't need to be numerous. The important thing is that they're still there. Life isn't about how crowded it is. Life is about how connected it is. One smile can brighten the day. One greeting can soothe the heart. Maturity is no reason to withdraw. It's actually the best time to choose the most meaningful relationships. We've already discussed the third reason. There's one more thing that often creeps up quietly after age 65. It's not about the body. It's not about other people. It's about how we view the future. Next, we'll discuss something very quiet. But it silently determines the brightness or dullness of the days at age 65. Many people think that the most debilitating thing about old age is the changing body, or the world that seems to speed up. In fact, often, what's most decisive is how we view tomorrow. We won't talk about loss. We'll talk about hope. Fourth cause, windows that are rarely opened. Imagine life like a warm old house. The house is still strong. The roof still protects. The walls still stand strong. But the windows are rarely opened. Not because they're damaged. Not because there's no view. Simply because the occupants of the house think, I've seen enough of the world. In fact, a house without light slowly grows cold. Imagine the morning with the sun slowly rising. The light doesn't force its way in. He just waited for the window to open. As soon as the window opened slightly, fresh air came in. Birdsong could be heard. The day felt alive. So it is with age 65. It's not the world that closes. Sometimes it's just our minds that stop opening the window. That window is curiosity, the desire to try small things, the willingness to embrace a new day. When someone says, it's too late, no need, I'm done with this. It's not life that closes the door. It's us that close the window. And when the window is closed for too long, the days feel the same. Colorless, directionless. A life without curiosity is like a calendar that always opens to the same date. The pages don't wear out. The numbers are clear. But the day never changes. Opening the window doesn't mean doing something big. Sometimes it's enough trying a different route, listening to a new type of music, reading a short story, sitting in a place you've never been. These little things are sunshine for mature age. It's not age that diminishes hope. Hope fades because it's rarely breathed into us. It's not because the future doesn't exist. It's because we stop seeing it. At 65, hopes don't need to be big. They're bright enough for today. 65 isn't the end of the story. It's a page written in quieter writing, fewer words, but deeper meaning. As long as we open the window every morning, life still has light to share, and as long as we're willing to look to tomorrow, tomorrow still wants to come meet us. 4 reasons. Not to be feared, but to be understood. Not to be anxious, but to make life more cared for, more aware, and more appreciated. Take it easy. Life isn't over. It just asks us to live it more gently. If you're still watching this video today, please hear one important thing. The fact that you're still here, still listening, still making time for yourself, means life still believes in you. Many people in their mature years feel they're too far along to start, too slow to change, or too old to hope. In fact, life never asks about age. Life only sees whether our hearts are still open. Today we've walked together, talking about simple things that are often forgotten. Not with complicated terms, not with heavy words, just with stories, parables, and gentle reminders that the body wants to keep moving, that the heart wants to keep having small goals, that humans need to connect, and that hope needs an open window. All of this isn't to scare us, it's to remind us. Maturity isn't about loss. Maturity is about nurturing what's still there. If today your steps feel slower, that's okay, as long as you're still there. If today your energy doesn't feel like it used to, that's okay, as long as your heart still wants to smile. Life doesn't ask us to be as strong as we were when we were younger. Life only asks us to be wholeheartedly present in this moment. For those of you watching from anywhere in the world, speaking different languages, from different backgrounds, know one thing: the feelings of maturity are the same language worldwide. The desire to be appreciated, the desire to be heard, the desire to matter, and you still matter. If this video made you feel a little calmer, a little more understood, or a little more courageous to face tomorrow, please help us in a small way. Press the like button. Share this video with someone you care about. Press subscribe so we can keep walking together. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next warm message. And if you'd like, please leave a sentence in the comments section. It could be about how you're feeling today, or just one small thing you're still grateful for. Sometimes, writing a single sentence is the first step to opening your heart again. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for sticking around this far. Thank you for listening, and for walking. Remember, life never truly leaves us. It's just waiting for us to embrace it in a more tender way. See you again. Stay calm. Stay warm. And keep believing that every day you live still has meaning.